Welcome to Small Town Snarks. I'm Joel.
And I'm Miranda. Let's get snarky.
When I was younger, just a bad little kid, my mother noticed funny things I did, like shooting puppies with a BB gun. I poisoned guppies, and when I was done, I found a pussycat and bashed its head. That's when my mama said, what did she say? She said, my boy, I think someday you'll find a way to make your natural tendencies pay.
You'll be a dentist.
You'll be a dentist.
Okay, we gotta stop there or else we're gonna get a lawsuit.
I know. It sounded so good. People are gonna listen to it, and then they'll be like, I don't ever need to experience Little Shop because I heard Miranda and Joel sing the first part of Dentist.
Spoiler alert, there is a dentist.
What?
I know. News to me, too.
Yeah.
We should do audio plays, you and I.
Yes.
Bring
back the radio plays.
Yeah. Yes, I think we'd be great for that.
I think we should record audiobooks.
Just be nonsense for like 8 hours straight.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I have a fun thing I thought about this morning on my drive for us to record today.
Okay.
One of my favorite things, we've been doing this podcast now for going on 9 months, which is wild to think about.
Yeah, happy podcasting.
Happy podcasting. One of my favorite things is that we record our episodes, spoiler alert for listeners, getting some behind the scenes things. We record like 3 or 4 of them. Actually, I don't think we've ever gotten to 4 in a day before, but we've done 2 to 3 of them usually at a time. And I always love when we're recording right around Tech Week and like right before going into a show. Spoiler alert, falsettos has already happened by the time you're listening to this, but not yet. But I always love this because we could say whatever we want about falsettos right now in the run of the show. And by the time people hear this, it will have already happened. So, falsettos was incredible.
Yeah, it was amazing.
We had to extend the run. We did 12 shows instead of 3. It was insane.
Yeah, it was our most successful show
to
date.
And that, I mean, those of you who missed the Saturday night show, I mean, Meryl Streep was in the audience.
She was.
She was.
Isn't that crazy?
It was insane.
Yeah.
Insane. But
she didn't want any pictures, and she came in a disguise,
exactly.
But she was there.
She was there.
She said,
Third row center.
Hey, Joel, it's me. And you said, right this way.
The street.
Madam Meryl.
Oh my gosh. How are you feeling about going into tech for falsettos? I got emotional yesterday. We can talk about that, but I want to know your feelings.
Oh, okay. So, for context, we've been doing, like, full run-throughs. We just did I'm also feeling tired, clearly. I'm yawning. We just did our 4th, like, full show run-through with, like, the costumes and the props. Mm-hmm. I think it was 4.
Lost track.
Yesterday. And I found myself, as I was taking notes, I just kept writing, like, this number's really solid. This number's really solid. Mm-hmm. This number's awesome. I love this number.
Yeah.
And I think yesterday, I feel like anyway, that our cast reached a breakthrough point of like, we can do this tomorrow. So I'm feeling really solid going into tech. I feel good about the fact that we're really just worrying about the technical elements.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes you go into tech and you're like, oh, this number still really needs cleaned up and whatever. Mm-hmm. And we have a list of little things, but it's nothing big. And like watching the run last night, I was like, yeah, I mean, we're ready. We're ready to go add lights and sound and furniture and all the fun things. And the reason we're filming in the garage today is because after we're done filming, we're gonna paint the set and get everything ready to be loaded into the space. Mm-hmm. So hopefully we can have a relaxing Sunday.
I don't know the meaning of the words relaxing Sunday.
Me neither. But yeah, I feel good.
Yeah.
I do. I feel good.
I felt the same way. You and I, and honestly, you, Savannah, and I do this very regularly where, like, before and after rehearsals, we have catch-up calls. And, like, you and I had one yesterday before rehearsal. And I said, and I told the cast this, but, like, we have been so privileged, like, it's an embarrassment of riches with the amount of talent that we get to work with.
Yes.
On a regular basis. And, like, the nice thing about this alumni production is that we have done so many shows with the people in this production. And I said it to you yesterday, and I said it to the cast last night, that I feel like I am seeing some of the best performances from these individuals that I have ever seen. Now, they're all incredibly talented, and I think because this show is so tricky and so demanding, and it's not just like, we're not just doing a drama where you're stuck in that, like, mindset of being in a drama or a comedy where everything is funny, because the emotion is so dynamic in this show. It's really putting everybody to the test with their acting abilities and what they bring to the table as far as their character work. And I just feel like we're seeing the culmination of all of that hard work, all of the time in rehearsal, and the general just commitment of this cast. And they are putting on one hell of a production. And I can't wait until Monday to be in the space and, like, start doing our final pieces of, adding in lights, adding in sound, really letting it live and let it become a thing. So.
Absolutely. And one of my favorite things about this show, so we're using canned music for it. And for those of you who work with the MTI, Concord Theatricals, whatever, that it's broken down into, like, a bunch of different tracks.
Yeah.
Well, this musical is all sung. And my favorite thing about the tracks that we're utilizing, it's all one. So, like, Act 1, we literally press play, and then it goes for the entirety of Act 1. And then Act 2 is a separate track.
You could go out and get, like, lunch, like, dinner during Act 1 and come back. I mean...
I know.
Like,
it's crazy. It alleviates so much work for us, but also, hopefully that gives you a taste, listener, of how demanding this show is for the performers, because once we hit play, it's going, and it does not stop. Yes. And if you... Like, something I've noticed about our cast is they're so excellent at, like, if someone gets slightly off the timing, someone else will jump in and get everyone back on track. And that is such a hard skill to have. So it's a really cool experience. It's been very fulfilling getting to work on this show.
I feel the same way, and I'm just looking forward to it happening, and I'm ready for people to see it and for it to be received. I mean, I know we've got a lot of work to still do, but I'm excited about it.
Yeah, and I think I'm optimistic that it's gonna come together fairly quickly.
I agree with that.
And I'm gonna find something to knock on right here.
There you go.
I just knocked on a random piece of wood that's lying behind me.
Yeah. Well, now that we've discussed that, let's take a jump into the Wayback Machine back to fall of 2021.
Yep.
All those many years ago.
Yep.
Where we left off in our saga of shows.
Yep.
Little Shop of Horrors has already gone into rehearsals.
I got married.
You got married?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did get married. Yeah.
Yeah.
Took a nice honeymoon. It was a time.
You married me.
Like, I did
marry
you.
We're not married, but
not,
you,
correct.
like,
I officiated. Yes.
But...
Yeah, so that happened.
Gonna talk about the Unity vessel? Or what was it?
Oh gosh. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, we could. You want to explain the context for, like, from my perspective, I know we were trying to figure out if there was going to be... You all did a Unity thing, correct? Am I...
Yeah, so we ended up doing, like, the sand or
That's
whatever,
right.
like, we
That's
poured
right.
the sand.
Yes.
Normally with wedding ceremonies, there's, like, something you do where, like...
Like the cooking of, like, eggs and bacon. Have you heard that one before? People, like, cooking food during a wedding. Yeah, that's one that I've heard of.
Oh.
Yeah. Or, like, mixing with water or, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I remember you asking us early on if we were gonna, like, do any sort of unity vessel.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, you're making it sound like we're going to space. And then, I mean, we did end up doing something, but it was funny. The phrasing of it was something else.
That was a wild time.
Yeah, and I was on my honeymoon. I was gone for 2 weeks. So I was gone for 2 weeks in the middle of Little Shop. And I do remember I was, like, on a beach in Hawaii, and I, like, got some sort of notification, something with Little Shop, and I was like, I'm gonna turn these off.
I feel like if you're gonna take a break, your honeymoon is probably a good one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was crazy. And then when we got back, it was like we immediately had to jump into finishing the plant, basically, the big plant.
Yeah, like I said, my, like, timing and memory around that period of time, I remember your wedding, obviously, and I, like, remember, like, bits and pieces there, like, after that point. But I remember the plant just it needed to get done, and we had a concept, we had a plan, we were ready to go.
So, I think when I got back, we had around 2 weeks before tech.
Okay.
And the plant, and I think we had described this on the last episode, but we only had the slide part constructed. Like, nothing else was done yet. So we still had to shape the full head and everything. And then once that's done, we had to decorate the whole thing.
Yeah.
And part of that, too, was we needed to do some of those things on the stage because once it was together, we really couldn't move it. Like, we were able to move the slide part out onto the stage, but that's because it wasn't as wide as, like, the final product. Like, once you put all the foam and everything around it, we couldn't fit through, like, half the doorways. So it needed to lift there.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it just being a giant thing. And I know we definitely did talk about this on a couple of episodes previously, but, like, it was such, like, this impressive feat of, like, you talk about, well, take a slight tangent, but you think in, like, musical theater, there are certain moments that people just associate with certain shows. And, like, Little Shop, it's the plant.
Absolutely.
Les Mis, it's the barricade. Phantom of the Opera is the chandelier. And, like, you have to nail that, or else the rest of the show is not going to come together.
Yeah. Sure.
And, through all of that time of, like, building that on the stage, that reaction, I still think of it to this day, of, like, that curtain opening at the top of Act 2, revealing that monstrosity of a plant.
I will never forget the reviewer in the audience, and the curtain opened for top of Act 2, and she audibly gasped. And this woman, I'm sure, has seen at least 5 productions of Little Shop.
Probably a year. I mean,
yeah, seriously. So to get that kind of reaction was pretty cool. And it had, like, vines sticking out. It was crazy. Like, we're gonna have to post some pictures.
Of course.
I also, I don't have a ton of memories of this, but I do have some memories of the first time we sent people down the slide.
Oh, I remember everybody wanted to go down the slide. Like, it was, like, even people that didn't get eaten by the plant wanted to go down the slide.
So after, I believe it was during strike.
Yes, that's
we
right.
gave everyone an opportunity to go down. I think I went down. Did you?
I think I did.
Yeah.
think I did.
There's a video somewhere, I'm sure.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, everyone got an opportunity to
Uh-huh.
slide down the
Plant.
And it also, on the slide, it had handles on it because Audrey, there's a moment where she's like getting eaten, but she doesn't go down the slide. So she's like holding the handles and like kicking her feet up really high. Oh my gosh.
Well, that and like
crazy.
the mechanics of, I mean, to briefly describe it for listeners, especially if I don't think we've gone into the mechanics of actually like climbing in and then like getting onto the slide. But you also needed the handles because in order for you to slide down it safely, you had to get onto the board, pull yourself in, tuck your legs under, and then slide down the back of the slide. Like, it was a full-on, like, mechanical nightmare of trying to get yourself into the plant and then get yourself in the right position so you could slide out of the plant.
And I remember we also had, like, I'm pretty sure you were back there, and maybe a couple other people were, like, back there, like, just ready to be hands, you know, if someone needed something as they're sliding down. Looking back on it, though, I'm like, it was pretty genius. It was, like, a really nice way to solve that problem.
You brought up something that one of the biggest memories that I have from that show. I have a couple, but they all kind of fall under the same category. We'll just talk about it as we're like going into this tech process. But I very rarely these days, now there's been a couple of shows where this has been the case recently, but like very rarely do I get the privilege of being backstage while a show is going on.
Is it a privilege? Depends on the show.
Well, so let me take a jump back. When I say privilege, I mean it's really impressive, and I had this experience with In the Woods recently, but like you see people that you're friends with, that you know you go through tech with, you go through all of these shows with, and when you're inside a theater space, not inside a performance venue, and you're backstage and you're watching these people, everybody has their own ways of getting into character. They have their own ways of how they carry themselves backstage, as far as like, you know, the work that they're putting in, the preparation that they're doing, what their mental checklist is before they walk out on stage. And when I say it's a privilege in that I get to watch people kind of like transition or process into their characters in real time. And like with Into the Woods, it was really great because, you know, some people, you know, they could go out and give you a brilliant performance, but the minute that they hit the wings, they are themselves. And it is astonishing to watch. And then there's other people who need to be in kind of that character mode at all times. Which again, both methods completely reasonable and understandable. But like watching that and watching people just do what they do so well, it's a privilege from that standpoint. With Little Shop, what was really unique for me was that had been the first show that I had worked on since, honestly, Legally Blonde.
Right.
And Legally Blonde, I was backstage as Elle's dad and also helping with set stuff.
Yeah.
But with Little Shop, what was crazy was I was such an integral part as far as helping with tech, that there were like certain things that I like knew in my mind. I'm like, if I don't do this at this moment in time, we're going to have problems.
Yeah.
And what I loved about that so much was that there were a couple of things that like stick out in my mind as things that I remember having to do. Like, I don't know if you remember, do you remember the pots at the end of the show?
Oh, yes, that people came out for Don't Feed the Plants.
So, you and I had a big debate about this, and I don't know if you remember.
I don't. I'm excited, though.
Well. At the end of the show, the three, like the, Crystal, Ronette,
the trio.
The trio, yes. We had it blocked where they walked to stage right and they were given pots. And I was the one that was handing them the pots off stage. But I remember you and I having a big debate about whether or not we could get plastic pots or regular, like, clay pots. and then we couldn't find plastic pots because it was October and nobody was planting things outside, and I just remember that being a big debate.
Yep.
But like I remember every show making sure I was in that right corner to hand out the pots. The other thing I remember is our medium-sized Audrey 2 was an actor seated on a stool. Mm-hmm. The main stage curtain would close, and I'd have to go out with medium Audrey 2. The performer would have to go out and sit on the stool, and I would have to hand them medium Audrey 2 over the top, and then if you're just listening to this, you're going to need to watch the video because I'm going to reenact it for a second. But they had to hold their arms up in the air. I had to slip medium Audrey 2 over top of them, and they sat like this for the entirety of that scene. And I lost it every time. It was the most ridiculous thing, but it worked. It was so perfect for that moment. And then we also had lattice work that had to like hook in the front. And I just remember like, these were my things that I had to do every
day. It was an interesting challenge to conceal that performer, and the lattice was
really helped with that.
Part of that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
The other thing is that set, and I have to tell the story because our Audrey would bring this story up very regularly, and as frustrating as it would make me, I also chuckle at it every time I think about it.
Yeah.
Our set had a lot of open spaces that if you looked through the set, you could see all the way to the back curtain. So there was a giant window in the shop that, like, we couldn't do crosses behind the set because you would walk directly in front of the window. The other issue was we had a doorway that went back into behind the shop. And there's a moment when Audrey comes in near the end of the show before Audrey is, spoiler alert, eaten by the plant. Audrey is supposed to open up the curtains and say, is anybody in here? Or, who, I don't remember the exact line. And there was one night during tech where our Audrey opened up the curtains, and I was running around doing 1,000 things, and I ended up directly behind the curtain when she opened the curtain. And I'll never forget that moment, ever. It just was the most ridiculous thing that has ever happened to me. It was, being backstage during that show was such a good learning opportunity, but it also, we talked about the Spider-Man situation.
Yes.
It was a chaotic show backstage.
I love backstage, Joel. And the best thing we've ever done was getting headsets. Mm-hmm. Because I remember during Into the Woods, we're on headset, and I'm like back by the soundboard, and you're backstage.
Yeah.
And I asked you for something or whatever for an update.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, hold on, I'm currently crab walking behind the platform. And I just wish I could have seen that.
I forgot about that.
Was it because the witch's, staff was on the wrong side or something?
Yeah, so what happens is, at the end of Act 1, the witch turns into her beautiful self again, because the curse has been reversed. Mm-hmm. And our witch, who was absolutely phenomenal, had her transformation moment, and then her staff that she needed for the next scene was left behind the platform after the transformation. And the platform was only 2.5 feet, 3 feet tall at most. I don't remember the exact height.
I think it was 3 feet.
I think it was 3 feet too. But her staff was left behind the platform, and I was like, oh shoot. And she was like, I need my staff. And I'm like, okay, well, now's as good a time as ever for me to just crawl behind the set. So yes, I slid myself across the floor like a toddler, grabbed the staff, wasn't seen, and saved the day.
Which is funny because just yesterday, you went to sit on the floor and you made a lot of noises.
With my older age, I get have gotten very creaky.
So, this is a slight tangent. I saw a production of Little Mermaid where they had Flotsam and Jetsam on, like, hoverboards, but sometimes they would be sometimes they would be on their bellies, like, on the hoverboard, and I just think you need one of those, and then you can just hover around on your belly.
I have no notes. I think that's a great idea. I think the company should invest in them.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's the thing that's missing from falsettos is some hoverboards.
I think
Jason's commuting. Just be on a hoverboard across the stage.
I could definitely see, I don't know if I can name them, but they're about my height, and they've done a bunch of tech with us recently.
Uh-huh.
I could see them just, like, thriving on a hoverboard.
Yeah,
Couldn't you?
Too.
Like,
yeah.
I could just see them zipping around, like, doing everything.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I think I need to talk to them about that. That would be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big fan.
We can't put a hoverboard around our child actor, though, in falsetto, so... Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We're totally off topic, but I do have a quick story. For falsetto's rehearsal the other day.
Yeah.
And my mom was there helping with costumes, and she went to go get a snack, and she came back, and she had, like, a bag of chips.
Yeah.
And she's sitting there, and in the middle of this child's solo, he walks over and stands right in front of her and is staring at those chips.
I would like to emphasize, though, never once broke character or stopped singing.
No. But
his
he wanted
eyes were locked.
that chip so bad.
Yes.
Like, if you bring a snack into that space, he'll just reach in and help himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he loves a snack, and you know what? I respect him for it.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I have a great Little Shop story.
Oh, please.
It involves our friend Jacob Bartholow, and I'm excited to share it.
Okay.
Yes. So, the middle plant, which we were just talking about, the big-ish, like, not the one Seymour holds, the one that the actors...
The stool plant.
The stool plant.
Uh-huh.
We have been messing around a lot with the placement of this plant because of the logistics of, like, the lattice and all this stuff. And Jacob was doing lights for that show.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in Tech Week, and I didn't think about the fact that he had, like, basically every time the bigger plants were on stage, he had this, like, spinning light effect that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were still troubleshooting where this plant was going to live. So each rehearsal, it would move a little bit because we were trying to figure out the perfect spot. And I remember one day, I forget which rehearsal it was, but he looked at me and he was like, "Is this just a fun game we're playing? Like, ooh, where's the plant gonna be today?" And I was like, "I'm so sorry." Because every time he moved it, he had to move that lighting effect, and I didn't think about that. And he was like, "Can we please decide on one spot to put the plant?"
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those shows that just is so hard from a tech standpoint of, like, to do it right, you really got to be focused in on it, and, like, I understand that frustration from his point of view, but it doesn't surprise me.
There's a lot of stuff in that show that has to be hidden, and that's always a challenge when you're trying to, like, you know, I just think of, we had to switch the lights so an actor could climb under the counter to puppet the baby Audrey.
Yeah.
You know, there's just a lot of... It is a technically demanding show. It is. And you can definitely scale it down, but we were on that massive stage. So I remember, like, the main set was behind the mid-stage, right? Because we could shut the mid-stage. But, like I said, the stage was so deep that, like, Big Audrey 2 lived behind the set, and then we pivoted the walls out to slide Audrey 2, and then we had the performer who was doing the voice of Audrey 2, like, under the plant, operating the jaw, so it was a wild time. It really was.
Yeah. I have a prop item, and then I think we should get into talking about performances, because I've got thoughts.
Okay.
The one prop item that I remember from the show that I was a huge fan of, that I remember helping construct, and I think I actually did construct it, was the gas mask.
Yes, that was all you.
Yeah. I still, to this day, think about that prop item. One of my favorite things ever.
It was very effective.
Yeah, the reason why I bring that up is I just feel like this show in particular, there are so many unique props that you need that you would never, ever need again. Ever. Like, I can't think of another... Listeners, if you can think of another musical that requires an aggressive grade gas mask, let me know.
The dentist chair.
No, yeah, the dentist chair. Yeah, let's talk about that.
I remember this is when Dakota still had a truck. And I found it on Facebook Marketplace.
Of course, where all good things are found.
Yep. So we went to go pick it up, and the guy brought out a little forklift to get the chair onto the truck. And I just remember being like, oh boy.
You're like, I don't have a forklift where this is going.
No, and then we got it to the venue. I think my mom and brother were there helping us unload it. And at one point, bottom of it, like, fell off.
Oh, yes.
And all this oil.
Hydraulic fluid
spilled out. That was fun.
Yeah, because it sat on that rolling circle base.
Yes.
Yes, and if you moved it too fast, it would fall right off the base.
And the base was not constructed in such a way where it could support that much weight.
No.
So it did not move well at all. And I remember moving it back here to the house after we left the venue, like, permanently. And we had that thing in the U-Haul, and we're all trying to get it off the U-Haul. And there's another Jacob thing I remember. I was like, guys, if it falls, just let it fall. Like, you know, don't hurt yourselves. And he was like, actually, I don't like that plan, because I don't really want to break my legs right now. And I was like, oh, okay. But yes, it lived outside the garage for a long time. And then I put it up on Marketplace for free. I was like, you can take it, you can have it. Everyone wanted this thing. And I would get messages every day, and I was like, it is very heavy. You have to be able to transport it yourself.
Yeah.
And I remember I had all these dudes being like, oh, no problem, I can pick it up. I was like, you can't. Like, I promise you can't. But eventually someone ended up grabbing it, but...
Yeah.
It looked good, but it was really difficult.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
But it was cool. It was like an actual
great.
Vintage dentist chair. I wonder how many germs were on it.
I don't want to talk about it. That hurts my stomach, heart, mind, soul. I don't know. Everything hurts.
Oh, Joel and I had a debate. Remember we had a debate about stage kisses the other day? I want our listeners to weigh in.
No.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with Little Shop.
No. I'm all over the place. Which is grosser from a germ perspective? Kissing someone on the lips or kissing someone's thumb? Let me know.
Leave your comments
below. I want your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I want all your thoughts.
Yes. We should talk about performances.
Yeah, you don't want to talk about a million other things. I got, we can talk about what I ate for breakfast. The coffee's kicking in. I'm ready to
go. I don't have much in the way of the opening night show other than the fact that the plan was very well received.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very well received.
Yep.
I have all of the thoughts and memories from that Saturday shows.
The midnight show.
Well, both shows.
Okay.
So, I alluded to this on our last episode, just briefly. This was our first foray into doing midnight shows.
Yep.
For our Halloween shows. This will not be the last, but this is the first.
Mm-hmm.
We made the decision to do a 2 p.m. matinee on Saturday, and then a midnight show.
Mm-hmm.
The time between ending of the 2 p.m. show and that midnight performance was close to 7.5 hours.
Yep, and I thought, everyone's going to go home and sleep. And
No.
we'll come back.
I did. I went home to sleep.
Did you sleep?
I sure did.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. And
Yeah,
I
you
lived an
sleep
hour away.
If I said, Joel, fall asleep, you can fall asleep
I
right here.
literally. It turned into everybody having a slumber party at the venue from 4:45 until call time at 10.
Yeah, they actually brought, there were a handful of them. I think there were like 5 of them there, and they brought sleeping bags.
Yes. And they just...
It was pretty cute, actually.
They were having a great time.
Yeah.
But I remember very clearly, we'll come back, we'll talk about the midnight performance, but I remember very clearly the next day, because we had I think it was a 5 p.m. show on Sunday, to give us like a little bit more of a buffer after doing a midnight performance. But I remember the next day saying to you, I was like, Miranda, you can't do a 2 p.m. matinee and then a midnight performance on the same day anymore. And just do like a 5 o'clock and then do a midnight performance, because there's just too much time in between. And it was a wild, wild day.
We didn't know how we would feel about it until we did it.
Oh, for
and
sure.
it was definitely one of those things. But I also remember the Sunday show, one of the actors overslept, and, like, they probably showed up a half hour before performance time, like something ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And, like, it took us a while to get in touch with them. It was a whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, so that midnight performance was the first time we had ever done one.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing it, it's happening.
So show ends around 2 a.m., 2:30.
2:30. Yeah, I mean, and we were doing, I think we did a costume contest for that one too. Like, we had activities going on for the midnight performance.
Yep.
And that just added to the runtime. But yeah, it was like almost 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning by the time
we were getting out of there. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it made for a long night, but it was well received. I mean, we had a nice sized turnout for a midnight performance, and I don't remember correctly, or I don't know if I remember correctly. One of the midnight performances was on Halloween, and I don't remember if it was Little Shop or if it was...
It was Little Shop, because I remember when I did, like, my pre-show speech, I said, Happy Halloween.
Oh,
so it was, like, officially Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just remember, like, one of them. It was Halloween weekend.
And I think that's also why we didn't do an evening show on Sunday. Like, we did 5 because we knew people would want the actual, like, nighttime free, because it was Halloween.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great experience from that standpoint.
Yeah.
And such a unique offering for this community to be able to share that midnight performance experience with them. And it will not be the last time that we do that. So...
Yeah. It's a fun time. I love Halloween.
It's a great time of year. It's not my preferred season, but I enjoy it.
Yeah. I love spookiness.
It's like chill in the air.
Yeah. Sweater weather. What else do we have to talk about with Little Shop? I remember my grandparents just loved this show.
As they will.
This is actually my mom's parents.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah. Well, my mom's dad, this was like his type of humor, for sure. But one of my favorite numbers is when, what is it called when they, when Seymour is carrying the plant? What is that number? Do you remember?
Oh, it's, this is embarrassing.
Some Fun Now? Is that what it is?
Some Fun Now. What's the room? Nothing in the time of the room. Don't go to show you never know.
Yep.
That one?
That one.
Got it.
People are throwing tomatoes at us right now.
Hey, there's a lot of musicals out there.
I know. But I love that number and the way the plant was rigged. And then they would do like a conga line and the plant would like throw its head back with the actors for the conga line. It was so good.
Just like looking up on the shelf and I can see.
Yeah, you can see the plants.
Yep.
Well, something that's very exciting, listeners, I just had a conversation with our good friend, Abby Wynell, which I can name drop now because she's been on the podcast. She's choreographing Something Rotten. And for the number, a musical, which, like, you know, pays tribute to a bunch of different musicals. Mm-hmm. She wants to bring in iconic costumes and props from shows we've done.
I love that.
And everyone's going to have a different item, so I think, and Audrey, too, might be making an appearance.
I love it.
And I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be awesome.
Big fan of that.
Yeah. But, yes, that one was awesome. And I also remember with...
Sorry, everybody, the garage is falling apart.
No, it's the Bird family. They... They hang out on top of the garage, and I think they're crows or ravens. I don't know the difference, mm-hmm. but they hang out up there, mm-hmm. and we let them do their thing.
Sure.
But yes, the other thing was top of Act 2. That mm-hmm. number, which you told me before we started this, and I can't remember what it's called.
Call Back in the Morning.
Call Back in the Morning. Mm-hmm. That cue was impossible. Like, mm-hmm. we had to have our vocal director in the back of the house cueing our actors because it was so difficult, but mm-hmm. I just love the chaos of that.
It was a great moment. I, just thinking about it, like, what was, my favorite number in that show? I loved, Feed Me is always, like, a bop. Like, just, mm-hmm. It's such an iconic moment in that show.
It's the first time the plant talks, which is really fun.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah. I think that's always one of my favorites. Also, I'm a sucker for Somewhere That's Green. I just can't get enough of just optimistic hope songs.
I loved what we did with that song.
I agree.
We had, like, things they would have found on the street, mm-hmm. and the trio used them as prop items to create this fantasy for Audrey during mm-hmm. the number. It was really cute. I'm a sucker for Grow For Me, and I think it's because of the way R. Seymour did that number. Mm-hmm. But it was just... Like, when you nail all those different beats mm-hmm. and the emotion changes in that song and the baby puppet, it's just so good. So good. I mean, honestly, there are a lot of numbers that I adore mm-hmm. from that show. I would love to tackle it again someday in a black box, mm-hmm. but it was just a really, really fun experience.
So you would do it again?
I would. Mm-hmm. I think we would have to build the big plant in a more practical way mm-hmm. that could be disassembled and reassembled.
Yeah.
Because, like, a bunch of people were telling me after we did the show, they were like, you should rent that out. And I'm like, I would love to, but it's impossible to transport. You can't move it.
It's not built for multiple uses, yeah.
Yeah, but I think we could build it in a way that would be more practical. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would do it again. Because I love the show.
Yeah. I feel the same way. It's very quintessential, like, theater. Like, it's one of those shows that just, like, if you know theater, you know Little Shop of Horrors. And it has everything you could like in a musical. It's got comedy, it's got drama, it's got heart. It's like a perfect little musical.
It is. Mm-hmm. It really is. I mean, it's probably in my top 10 musicals. Okay. I think it would be up there, yeah. My favorite Disney movie is Little Mermaid, and Somewhere That's Green and Part of Your World are the same song.
They are, yeah.
So,
mm-hmm.
just a sucker for that.
I hear you. Well, listeners, I think we've come to the end of our little Shop of Horrors time.
I'm sure we'll think of other things and we'll revisit,
back.
but
Yeah. But in the meantime, just do us a favor and don't feed the plants.
Actually feed them because I love chaos.
And they offer you fortune and fame.
But whatever they offer you, don't feed the plants.
Oh my gosh. Alright, we'll be back next time, and Miranda, you know what time it is.
Yeah, we've got more tea to spill.
On
Godspell.
Mm-hmm. It's happening.
It hurts to say.
But it's happening.
It's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Stay calm.
We'll go through it together here on the podcast.
Alrighty. See you next time.
Alrighty. Bye.
And that's a wrap. Thanks for getting snarky with us. We'll see you later.
See you next time.